For 4 days in March of 1965, the eyes of the world were focused on a 45-mile stretch of U.S. Highway 80 between Selma and Montgomery, Alabama. 3,000 civil rights protesters were marching from the scene of bloody demonstrations to the state capitol. They had tried twice before to march this route, but they were stopped by state troopers. Finally, a federal judge gave them permission and ordered protection. They marched a little less than 10 miles a day. They camped on the roadside by night, always under the watchful eye of the National Guard. Dr. Bernard Lafayette, a lieutenant of Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., helped organize the march and walked with the demonstrators.
Well, we thought, number one, that it was for safety reasons that we should march on the road, because this would prevent automobiles from coming alongside of us, throwing things out of the car and, slurs and that sort of thing. So it was for our own protection that we marched in the middle of the road. The other reason was because we were trying to make an important statement to the state of Alabama and to the South that somehow a price had to be paid for killing black folks. Since we did not have control of the judicial system to see that justice would come as a result of the Alabama state trooper killing Jimmy Lee Jackson, that we had to make a dramatic but positive statement. And the other reason, of course, was that we knew that our march on the highway, in the middle of the highway, would have some economic repercussions. In many ways, blacks in Alabama and other places in the South were helpless when their children were shot and killed and people were lynched, and we would grieve and harbor anger. But the march represented a way to get out that anger and frustration. It made us feel that we were doing a dramatic action that caused the whole nation to pause and to recognize the fact that we were not complacent, we were not standing back. We didn't have political power, we didn't have economic power, but we did have the power of our marching feet. And Martin Luther King gave us this method that we could use. And it was a way of not striking back, but a way of demonstrating that even in a helpless situation and your back is against the wall, the one thing you can do is take one step forward.
I think that everybody has to recognize that this symbolizes a new commitment and a new determination on the part of the federal government to take the kind of vigorous line that will assure the rights of the Negro citizens of this nation.
The march ended on the steps of the Alabama state capitol. The purpose of the march from Selma to Montgomery was to bring the civil rights demonstration right to the doorstep of Governor George Wallace. The demonstrators succeeded in doing that, but the governor never saw them. Tomorrow on our series of reports, we'll tell you about the movement here in Montgomery. On special assignment, I'm Lou Davis.